Hello 6th grade and welcome back to another day of digital learning with Mr. Todd. So today we are taking a look at the dotted quarter note. How we count it, how we play it, how we use it, and in what types of songs do you find it. So the first thing, how do we count this? Well, a dotted quarter note is very similar to other types of dotted notes that we've had before. And we're extending the value of the base quarter note. So in your book, you have a couple different ways that it's written. You have the 4/8 note way, which you would count 1 and 2 and then you also have the quarter note tied to the 8th note, which would be counted very similarly. You have 1, and then this is 2 and. So if we just take our normal metronome of 72 beats per minute, and we counted this, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and. Very simple. Now if we incorporate a tie, and we tie those 3/8 notes together, you get 1 and 1 and 1, and you just keep that going. And that is your dotted quarter note. 1, and then the 8th note here would be and. So you could write it out 1 and. But remember, this is beat 1 and the beginning of beat 2. And then the 8th note happens on the and of beat 2. Now if you had that at the end of a measure and this was instead beat 3, this would be beat 3, beat 4, and then the and of beat 4. So now playing. Playing's a little more complicated. When playing, you're going to have to, have a long down bow. But then the up bow, you don't want it to sound too loud. If you go too fast and too heavy, you're going to get a very loud sound. So you have to lighten up, maybe even turn the bow slightly. And even lift off a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to get this. So make sure that you're getting your bow off the string just slightly, lifting up when you do that 8th note. Now 173, you have this rhythm. 1, 2, 1, rest. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 1, rest, 2, rest, 1-2. The big thing is the 8th rests in measure 2 and measure 5, and then the dotted quarter note in measure 4. Measure 2 and measure 4 are very similar. That's measure 2. You stop the bow. Measure 4, though, don't stop. So make sure that when you perform this, that you get that little detail correct. Okay, I'm going to play through the line, and then you're going to play through the line. 1, 2, ready, and. Now your turn. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, so now you know how to play and count a dotted quarter note. Let's put it into practice with a few other examples. First, we're going to go through slurring dotted quarter to 8th. So the big idea with slurring a dotted quarter note and 8th note is that your bow is going to be moving like a half note, and your fingers are going to be doing the dotted quarter 8th and moving for the rhythm. So here's our tempo. And if we remember, 1 and 3 and 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to walk up to A and then back with this rhythm. So let's just try that with, regular bows. 2, ready, and. Now, your left hand is going to do the exact same thing. Your right hand is going to do slurs, or, half notes. 2, 3, 4. Now, the big thing, make sure that you really get those fingers to come down onto the fingerboard. Don't be lazy about it. Make them pop right back up. Okay? So number 174 is where we're at, and we're going to now count as they play, and then we're going to play. So count and shadow as they play.
Slurring dotted quarter notes.
1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 1, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. The Sky Boat Song. So the Sky Boat Song is an old Scottish folk song, and what we're doing is we're utilizing that slurred dotted quarter again. So it's a little bit slower than what we just played. And you're just keeping that slur going. Now, each measure, your bow's going to be doing the same thing until you hit measure 7. You have down, up, down, 2, up. And then the left hand is going to be doing something a little bit different. Watch out for the tied dotted half notes. So 2 dotted half notes. That is 6 beats long. So make sure when you get to that ending 6th measure, get back to the frog, and then you lift and repeat. Here we go, the Sky Boat Song. Nice and easy. Count and shadow, and then play.
Sky Boat Song.
1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Lift. 1 and 3. 1, 3. 1 and 3. 1, 3. 1 and 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off. 2, 3. Lift. Finnegan's Wake is an Irish reel, so a dancing kind of song. Now, if you were to go and listen to a lot of different versions, it would be a whole lot faster. Something like that, lively dancing. This one's going to be a little slower. We're still focusing on that dotted quarter eighth. And you will be seeing this one again next year in the Red Book, just in a little bit different format. So 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, slur, 3, 4, 1, and then repeat. 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, slur, and then half note on the second ending. Here we go.
Finnegan's Wake.
1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going Home from Antonin Dvorak, from his New World Symphony, which was written about his trip to America in the end of the 1800s. Dvorak wrote many, many beautiful pieces. This is probably one of his most famous pieces, and it is a phenomenal symphony. I'll put a link to a great recording down in the description. Make sure you check that out, because this symphony is beautiful. It's got so many different parts to it, and it's really just trying to tell about his time here in America and what that sounds like. So, we've still got the dotted quarter eighths still. We've got both versions where we have to bow for each one, and we have the slurred version. It's slow. We're in the key of G, nothing crazy. We have first and second ending, so make sure at the end of the first ending, go back to the beginning, and then you're going to jump over to the second ending. Okay? So let's try it. Listen, count, shadow.
Going Home.
1 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Lift. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. A beautiful piece and a great closing to learning about dotted quarter notes. So listen to your own music, see if you can't find some places where maybe there's a dotted quarter note and eighth note, if they're slurring and things like that. We'll see you next time for some more digital learning.